Well, it's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. Heaven, she says, baby. She said it's cold outside and she hands me my raincoat. She's always worried about things like that. She said it's all gonna end and it might as well be my fault. And she only sleeps when it's raining. And she screams, and her voice is strange. She says, baby, it's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. She says, baby, well, I can't help but be scared of it all sometimes. And the rain's gonna wash away, I believe it. She's got a little bit of something, and God, it's better than nothing. And in the color portrait, well, she believes she's got it all. She swears.
Welcome to the SplitLine Offroad Podcast.
Are you ready to go GNCC racing? Fans running to the fences, side by side. Forge gets a better line. Oh boy, we got wheel to wheel right here, straight. Oh, and Stu Baylor right behind him. Russell gonna try to dive bomb down to the inside. No, can't get the line he wants. Duval is in control. We open back up. Here comes Neal once again. He's going for the pass. Oh, bumping going on.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the SplitLine Offroad Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Rodney Cooper. With me today, as always,
Brandon Whitehair, guys. What is up?
Guys, we are excited about this show. We are ready to get going. But first, before we get into it, we have some big news to announce.
Big news.
Big news. I want to formally say that this is the SplitLine Offroad Podcast presented by Magna One Motorsports. It's official. We have a title sponsor for the show. We are excited. Chris Landers, thank you for teaming up with us. Magna One Motorsports, we're excited to be partnering with you guys to get through this GNCC season in awesome fashion. Let's get going. Episode 99 is going to be a banger. With me in studio, Brandon Whitehair.
That's it. You already introduced. I already introduced myself.
And Devin Masters.
That's producer
on
D.
the board. Producer D. What is up, producer D?
What's up, guys?
Let's get going. Tonight, we will be talking to Hunter Jones, youth phenom. I'll give you his stats here in a minute. I don't have enough time to read those stats right now, but trust me, it's a lengthy one. We will also be talking to your XC1 2022 bike champion, Jordan Ashburn, and ATV XC1 Pro, Josh Merritt. It's going to be a great show, guys.
Yep.
Let's get into
Let's get it.
Before we get going, we got to thank our awesome sponsors. First and foremost, we got to thank Magna One Motorsports. They offer used bikes, helmets, goggle, gears, and more. Did you know that they had a shop, Brandon?
I did not.
Now you do.
Not until today.
You want a bike just like Jordan?
Well, yeah.
You want a bike just like all the other riders on Magna?
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely
me
do.
too. Me
Yeah.
too. If you want a bike like that, a used bike, make sure you go to magna1motorsports.com or go to their shop in Tennessee. They also have trackside at any GNCC, NEPG event. Magna One is anything you need at the track, get it. You need goggles, gear, helmets, accessories,
Tires.
Yep, Michelin tires. Let's go. Magna One Cleaner, the Magna One Clean It, the revolutionary cleaning product for your dirt bike, ATV, anything else, and anything else that you take to the track.
And you don't even have to be at the track. If you're at home, you break something, you get home from the track, you can go on their website.
That's right.
And order it, get it shipped to your house.
Brandon, I have a dirty bike downstairs. I need to clean up.
You definitely have a dirty bike.
So I think Magnum One would be helpful for that.
Thing's been dirty for like a year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We got to thank Guts Racing. Since 1985, Guts has been a leader in seat innovation technology. If you want the best seat cover, if you want the best seat foam, make sure you trust none other than Guts. Brandon, do you like the style or do you like the performance of Guts?
Man, I always like the style. I mean, performance is great, but the style is sick, man. When you see a Guts racing
when you get
cover,
when you're like vet riders like ourselves, Devin, it's more about looks than it is about speed and performance.
Yeah, that's
said look pro, go slow.
That's
right.
right.
That's right. Exactly.
That's what quad guys do, right?
I try my best.
We all do.
Yeah.
I was a quad guy one time.
All right.
You know, still am.
When you come around and you see somebody holding a camera, turn on the jets, right?
That's right.
That's right.
That's what that seat's for. Hold you on there.
Slow in the woods, but fast in the fields.
That's right. That's right. We also got to thank Seal Savers. Seal Savers has been in the business for 21 years, providing you the ultimate fork and ATV coil seal protection. If you want to keep the best shocks on your bike, if you want to keep the best seals, make sure you trust none other than Seal Savers. It's an affordable product, and it helps you make it through a GNCC season.
Oh, yeah.
You can save 20% by using the discount code SplitLine with a capital S to save a cool did I say 20? I meant 25%.
That's what I say, 25%.
25%. That's awesome. I mean, you can get things like your palm savers, your boot savers.
I tell you what, if they didn't cancel the Supercross this weekend, everybody should have been running Seal Savers.
You're right.
And the boot savers.
Mason should have sat there like trackside, just handing them out to everybody. We also got to thank Sunstar Chain and Sprockets. Brandon, what are those things made of?
Case hardened steel, baby.
Case hardened steel. If you want your bike to last,
Want to last all night?
from the beginning of the race to the end of the race at a GNCC, make sure you trust Sunstar Chain and Sprockets. They are the best material. They are the best products, and they look good too.
I was just talking about the 9 hour.
That's right. That's right. The 9 hour is coming up. I was just
talking
it's
about
later in the season. Brandon, are you going to be running it?
I'm not running it. I mean, I might ride it. I might ride it.
Okay. Save a cool 30% by using the discount code SplitLine30. Make sure you guys go hook up with Doug Couric. He is the man, and he will set you straight when you ask him what you need for your bike.
Yep.
Then we also got
Sunstar will last at least half of a season, just so you know. Proven and
it's his stuff through a beating.
Right. We talking practice?
No, I ran all of the nationals and then in from August on at the and the 9 hour on one set of sprockets and a chain.
Heck yeah.
Huge shout out to Lance Smith and all the guys over at XC Gear. XC Gear, the product of the hour is the Mako 360. If you want to take the steering, the vibration out of your bars, make sure you get that Mako 360 on your bike or your ATV.
Yep.
If you're going mountain biking, get it the Hammerhead 360 on your mountain bike. Trust me, guys, if you don't have it, it's going to be a long ride.
It is.
That's for sure.
For sure. You're right on that.
Put the spurs on your dirt bike and you get a little bit of extra support in your feet.
That's right.
And us old guys, I mean, tell you what, our feet hurt. Them dogs are barking.
It's not about the feet. It's the knees, bro. The knees.
See, that's a real old guy move right
That's
there.
the knees.
That's a real old guy move.
Hey, you ever thought about orthopedic sponsors?
Oh, dude. I'm waiting for that Terminator knee to come out. You know what I mean? Been waiting for a couple of years.
We also got to thank Mountain State Hair Scramble Series. Make sure you guys check out Mountain State in 2023. They offer great tracks, great family atmosphere. And if you want to go learn how to go fast and tight stuff, that's where you need to go.
That's right.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's get into
Brandon, unfortunate news coming out of the Supercross world.
Yeah, they canceled.
The Oakland race is canceled.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. I mean, let's be honest.
They couldn't even build the track.
Yeah, let's be honest. Like, a mud race is okay, but I don't want to watch an Ironman 22 or 21. An Ironman 21 happen inside of a stadium. You know what I mean?
No.
That wasn't even Iron Man. That was like, let's put propellers on these things and see if they can even float.
I was going to say, if they did race it, like everyone in XC1 should have lined up in Oakland, like flew out, just grabbed a stock bike, and just went for it, because that would have been like the only, like one of the better chances for them to grab a podium in Supercross.
They could have all bought John boats and just raced those around the stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, what a race we had this past weekend, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't remember seeing a better Supercross race, let alone a better A1.
Yeah, that was pretty entertaining, for sure. We barely made it home from the tournament to watch, and caught the main. And dude, I was on the edge of my seat. It was pretty cool.
What was there? 5 different leaders?
Yeah, it was
like
insane.
seven different lead
And
changes.
what was cool was like they were all freight trained. It wasn't like big gaps. So like one guy can make a move, and then it's like if he makes a mistake, 3 other guys could take the opportunity.
Barsha taking the whole shot just put a smile on my face. So I'm like, he's going to like
Tomac was playing.
going to tighten this field up.
Right. He was playing safe mode. Like, all right, he's to the right, I'm going way left. I don't even care. Just going way left, staying away from him, you know. But dude, we'll jump right to it because we have a busy night. But what do you think? Tomac for real, or was that just pure luck?
Tomac's for real. Cooper Webb is for real. Kenny is Kenny. Sexton is for real. And Ferrandez might be for real.
Yeah, on the new bike. We'll have to see. My other biggest question is Cooper Webb. Dude, he looked like the champion he was a year ago with the way that he was making his turns, cutting down early, just riding at the end of the race, coming up through and just making the passes. So I mean, with him and Tomac, if they can have a duel with Sexton in that third place, it's going to be a hell of a year for Supercross.
How do we think it goes, though, if they keep the tracks as technical as it was over the weekend?
I think it'll come down to Tomac and Webb if that happens, because those are the 2 most technical riders. You're going to have a shining light, Muskin or Ferrandez or someone like that, maybe a Roxon when he gets that Suzuki dialed in a little bit better. But other than that, it's going to be a Tomac, Webb, and Sexton show all year, I think.
I would agree with that.
What about you, buddy? Jet Lawrence, he going to sweep?
I mean, it kind of looks like he could.
Unless he gets a bad start, you can always count on like one takedown or one fall or something throughout the season.
Right. RJ Hampshire. What do you think? Was you waiting for the wipeout?
I was waiting for especially with that track. That track was gnarly. I was waiting for the wipeout.
Yeah, the wipeout was in my mind. I'm like, man, he's doing too good. When's it going to happen?
Yeah.
When are they going to show?
It was surprising that it didn't happen.
But hopefully it's a new leaf. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to challenge Jet a little bit. McAdoo, if he can come on late,
how about
be good.
Faulkner?
That's a bummer. He's out for the season.
Yeah, I mean, is there anybody that has ever had worse luck than Faulkner?
Man, AC's pretty close.
AC's pretty close, but AC didn't go down 3 seconds into the season.
Oh man,
not even 3 seconds.
It was bad.
It was awful.
He looked like an airplane.
Right? Yeah. With the ACL, he might even miss motocross. So I don't know how, because he was wanting to go 450 and no 450. So not real sure how that's going to happen.
Yeah. No. It's a bummer. It's a bummer to see anytime you see somebody go down like that, but it's just really, really unfortunate to see it happen to him, especially with all the stuff that he's went through. I'm bummed that we don't have racing this weekend, but I'm not bummed that I don't have to deal with fantasy. Like, all I wanted to do was get 8 guys in the main event.
Right.
That's all I wanted to do.
Do you really want to talk about fantasy with me?
Let's talk about fantasy. We have to.
Are you guys getting a little old, tired of me, or what?
Listen to this guy.
I mean,
you hear this guy? Devin, I mean, this guy, I can't get rid of him right now at this point.
I literally said last week that fantasy was coming and somehow Brandon was going to be close to the top. So,
but okay, he got second.
I did.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So Dark Side
he did
from the MotoPod show. He took first place. Brandon took second. Justin Groff, which he was texting me all night long during the race, mad about his team. He ended up pulling out a third.
I was upset about my 450 team
Yeah.
because, like I said, I was at a football tournament, so I didn't know Chisholm was sick. And I was just like, we were driving back. My wife's trying to help me. I'm driving, and she's like reading me off times, and I'm like, and stuff. And I'm like, I'll pick him.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'll pick him. And then I didn't know he was sick. And then I think I can't remember who else I had that went down and didn't.
Did you have Pierce?
No, I had Faulkner in the 250s, but that was brutal.
Well, we also listen. I was looking at this Pulp MX bracket, and as many guys as we've had that came in new, we have over 60 people playing with us this year. So if you haven't played with us yet, make sure you go into Pulp, find the SplitLine account and play with us. But listen to the rundown. First place, Darkside. Second place, Brandon. Justin Groff. Let's go, Brandon. Bebot, Kyler Murray, and me in sixth place. That seems like the same guys that were in it last year. So we're going to
except for Mason. Where's Mason at?
Where is Mason? Oh, Mason is in 17th.
He had a bad night.
Marty's in 11th.
He drunk himself with some Dayquil or NyQuil after that one.
Yeah.
I'm like 30th.
Yeah.
30th. That's good.
That's a legitimate number.
Brandon, what did it look like over at Rocky Mountain?
The Rocky Mountainside guys look pretty good. Coop, this isn't Coop's favorite one, so I'll take care of it. Vero Steak 770. I'm not real sure sorry if I butchered that pretty bad. MX Mom 746 was my wife. Groff's Wizard Sleeve. I'm guessing that's Groff. White Hair 746.
Wizard Sleeve. Good Lord.
White Hair 746 and fourth. Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, geez,
all right.
You know. Brian Thacker in fifth. And where's Coop at? Oh my God.
Dude, at one point in time, I definitely would have been first, like overall, because I had the perfect top 5 and 10th place. I even sent a screenshot to Justin Groff, and he was like, how did you do that?
At one time.
But it was like 7 laps to go.
At one time.
And then everything just exploded on
I don't
me.
even see you on here. Are you even in our group? Jeez. I don't even think you're in our group.
I am. I gotta be. Unless you guys tried to like boycott me for some reason.
Yeah.
All right, listen, while you're looking at that, let's get into GNCC talk. Make sure you guys, if you guys like the show, make sure you like and share it and get the word out. We're excited to start talking about GNCC. We are in full preseason mode, and I am ready to talk some GNCC. Our first guest up tonight is going to be Hunter Jones. Hunter Jones is the micro bike overall national title, and he did it from row 2. He is the MX2 GNCC national title, the 65, 7, and 8 GNCC national title, Mount State Hare Scramble 50 senior title, Mount State Hare Scramble micro bike overall title, and then the title on the 65, 7 through 9, NEXC microbike overall number 1, NEXC 50cc champion. That is a list.
He was a busy man.
That is a list. This kid is fast, and he is young, and he's an upcoming speedster for sure, for sure. And he's coming off an injury right now, but I'm excited to get him on. This is going to be the youngest interview that we've ever done.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get to talk to him and kind of see, like, because, you know, we always talk to the guys there at the pinnacle of the sport. So it's going to be.
You left one thing out.
What's that?
He's a SplitLine Offroad podcast sponsorship rider.
That's right.
You forgot about that, didn't
That's right. That's right. I'm assuming last year was his best year to date. And he did it with us, you know. With SplitLine on the bike. Yeah. Yeah. So we are actually going to go to commercial break while we get him on the show.
Very short commercial, guys.
Very short commercial. And we'll be back in just a minute with Hunter.
All right.
You've seen him at the track. Now online. Magna1motorsports.com. From used bikes, just like Jordan Chase and the rest of the team ride. Plus all the gear you need.
Helmets, goggles, gear, and more.
Magna1motorsports.com or trackside at GNCC and NEPG events. Be sure to pick up a bottle of Magna 1's Magna 1 Clean It, revolutionary cleaning product for your dirt bike.
Coming soon. Join Chase Landers and Team Clean.
Trackside for everything you need when you need it. And at your fingertips at Magna1motorsports.com. Magna One Motorsports, and MagnaOneMotorsports.com, your everything dirt bike headquarters.
All right, guys, we are back after commercial break, and we are excited to get into it. On the line, we have Hunter Jones. Hunter, are you there, buddy?
Yes,
How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
Thanks for joining us tonight, man. We won't keep you long. We know it's a school night.
Yeah, that's right.
So we got to make sure that, you know, we school's first. So first and foremost, man, congratulations on your stellar season this year in 2022. You really had just an absolute amazing year.
Thank you.
So talk us through your season a little bit. How did your season go for you? Was it exciting for you to be able, do you realize like how awesome of accomplishment that you actually did this year?
Yeah, that was pretty great that I did what I did this year.
Yeah.
Good deal, man. Good deal. So let me ask you a couple questions about the season. So the season went and you grabbed all of these national championships. You grabbed all these local championships. If there was any time during the season that you had that you had to go through something difficult, like what was that time?
I had to work hard pretty much all season, but it was all pretty much hard, and I was pretty excited.
Yeah. Okay. So when did you get started riding, Hunter? Like, do you remember like when you started to ride? Like, how old were you?
I was 3 years old when I started riding, and I was 5 years old when I started racing motocross.
Okay. Now, we know your dad really well. Brian and I went to high school with your dad. Was it your dad's idea to take you racing, or was it your idea?
It was my dad's idea.
It was your dad's idea. It was your dad's idea. So when you first started racing, how did your racing go? How did you do when you first started?
The first race that I ever went to, I won it.
No, that's cool. That's good.
Yeah,
That's a pretty big accomplishment.
That's not too shabby at all. That's not too shabby at all. So tell me about your team this year. Like, I know your dad does all of your mechanic work. Is he behind the entire program?
Yes.
Good deal.
What about mom? Is mom as good as dad?
Yeah.
Gotta get some mom to love.
And you have an older brother too. You guys, I know he's a good bit older than you, but do you guys how do you guys practice together? Do you guys bump elbows at all?
Yeah. He's the one that made me as fast as I am right now.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. And you're actually currently coming off a little bit of an injury. What happened to you?
I was at a motocross track and I overjumped a double just by a little, and I just compressed really, really hard.
Yeah. So was it your ankles or your legs? What happened?
It was the bottom of my tibias.
Oh yeah. Both feet. So, Brandon, you saw these pictures and he smiled from ear to ear. He has all those plaques and he's sitting there with two casts on. So how's your recovery going right now?
It's doing really good, and I'm walking in boots right now, so it's better than cast.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. So what is your plans for 2023? What classes are you planning on racing?
I'm racing 65 9-year-old class, and I'm planning on to win that championship and just have another good year.
Good deal.
That's awesome.
Good deal.
That's awesome.
So are you going to be doing all the locals again next year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome, man.
Keeping dad busy.
Yeah.
I mean, with a list of championships like that, I mean, you probably could expect to win all those.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a couple questions about your racing at the GNCC. What was it like? Because we know that you won the overall championship from row 2. Were you consistently getting up and battling with row 1? And did you ever actually physically pass all of row 1 to win a race overall?
Yeah, I did.
You did. How many times did you do that?
2 times, I believe.
Oh man, what was that feeling like when you accomplished that? Because that's pretty impressive.
it was a rush for me.
It was a
I'm
rush.
sure. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. Is there anybody that you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I would like to thank Husky Motorcycles and Lynx Racing and my brothers for always pushing me and helping me get faster.
All right.
Awesome.
And you guys for putting me on this broadcast.
Well, hey, you're doing a great job, and I promise you, get used to stuff like this because you keep going as fast as you're going, and this won't be the only podcast that you're on.
Thank you.
All right, Hunter. Well, you have a good night, man, and we look forward to seeing what you do in 2023.
Thank you.
All right,
All
man.
right,
We'll talk to
Have
you
a good
later.
one, buddy.
Bye.
And bye.
Bye. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's cool to have such a young guy on the show. I mean, he did a good job too.
Yeah.
He did a good job. That was, such a stellar season that he had this year. I mean, man, and then going and winning the overall physically in 2 of those races, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely going to be someone to watch out for in the future. And hopefully coming back off of this injury and stuff, he comes back as good as he was before or even better in the first couple rounds, right? So
Right.
if he can pull off the first couple rounds and be somewhere decent, then the rest of the season's golden.
Right.
Who goes out and wins their first race ever?
Steve Harrell.
Did Steve? Well, yes, Steve did. Didn't
his
Steve get,
first GNCC, he got like the overall, right?
his first
Morning
GNCC?
overall.
He beat his first GNCC. He beat Hannah Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just
so
ridiculous.
There you go. There's your example. So good stuff coming from him. Who we got coming on next? Jordan Ashburn. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Jordan Ashburn.
Let's talk a little bit about his prep in defense of the title.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think, Devin? Do you think Jordan's carrying a little bit more confidence coming into 23?
I've always been told that the number 1 plate is heavy.
It is heavy.
That's what I've always been told. So we'll see. Jordan did great last year. We'll see how he reacts this year with carrying the number 1. And I think it's going to be a good season. I don't think it might be as easy as last year with all the injuries that happened. But I think he's definitely capable of backing it up. So
well, the one thing I say about Jordan is, I always compare him to Ryan Dungey. I don't know why. I just do. I do forever. If you watch Ryan Dungey, he was fast, but he wasn't always first. You know what I mean? Like he was there each and every weekend.
It takes
on the
being
podiums.
There.
It takes being there to do it. And that's what Jordan does. And then when the confidence came for him and he saw his opening, he got his first win, and then he got a second win. So now he's got that out of the way. So that monkey's off his back about not winning. So I think in the 23 season, the only thing he's got to worry about is go out there and do his thing.
Yeah. And with this championship, I honestly think that Jordan is going to be more hungry. Let's just look at a couple years ago. Ben Kelly won the national championship. Ben Kelly came out last year and was dominant, right? The first 6 rounds, he was dominant but the thing is the year before his championship, he was questioned, right?
Right.
Everybody said that Stu Bader was the fastest one, and Stu just getting injured and missing a couple rounds was the reason why that Ben Kelly won the national championship. Well, I think that Jordan is going to come into this year just as hungry, as ready to back up what he did in 2022. And here's the thing is a lot of the guys, they did get injured last year. They got injured because they were trying to push themselves to a point where somebody like Jordan Ashburn couldn't catch them. So now that, he's going as fast as he's going, he has the confidence. He has 2 wins under his belt and a championship. I think he's ready for 2023.
No, for sure. I think he's very capable of doing it. And longevity is what the sport's about. So if you can't make it the distance, then it doesn't matter. So if Jordan can be there every week at the end of the season, statistically speaking, he's going to be in the title fight.
You don't have that number 3. You don't carry that number 3 plate for a couple years without not being fast and not being there each and every weekend, each and every round.
Yeah.
So.
And he carried it for a couple of years, Brandon. That right there,
that's right.
Like he didn't miss rounds.
Exactly.
He was there. That's what that takes to be able to carry that number 3 plate for as long as he did. He was there, and now he has a number 1 plate to carry around. And as heavy as it may be, I also think it's going to put a little fire underneath of him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I only won a local title this year, but still, it still fires you up for the next season to be able to come back and try to make sure that you get that twice, because you don't want to be the guy that loses after one.
No, you definitely don't.
Right.
You definitely don't.
I mean, even if he does come out and someone does, even if he wouldn't get that championship and he wins back and still gets like third or second overall in a championship, I still think he has to be excited about that and still pumped up. You know what I mean? But we all know what he's racing for. He's going to be racing for that championship.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's going to be a lot of guys behind him and ready to go. And, I just hope that this year we can get a championship with all the guys like staying in it to the end.
Mm-hmm.
So many guys got hurt last year, but it's gonna be tough, man. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that's gonna be bidding for that championship.
You know what's crazy is in 2 weeks, US Sprint Enduro is starting up first round 1, and I'm like, holy crap, man! Like we're like ready to get back swinging, doing the races and everything else. Can you believe that? What are we, like 5 weeks out now?
It seems like we're about half a season away.
40 days.
40 days.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. I really hope that somebody can get the website up before then.
The website hopefully is coming, guys.
We are working on it, guys. I just want to give you guys an update. We are working with the company trying to get the website up so we can get our SplitLine Offroad fantasy to you guys this season via the website, so you guys can play interactively and compete for some pretty awesome prizes.
Yeah.
I really don't want to have to do it by basically pen and paper again this year.
He doesn't want to see me win again. That's all.
If I have to put all that work in
and see me win
and then see you win again, like I'm done.
You're done.
I'm done.
It's going to happen, brother. Hate to tell you.
My fantasy is either going to be really good or really bad this year, because I'm just going to bet on myself until I make it.
Well, I mean, hey, if you keep betting on yourself and you keep doing really good, your handicap's going to go down.
Yeah, but I'll score a lot of points at first.
At first, yeah, you will.
So, what do you guys think? For this kind of a glimpse of a preview, who is we'll say our gutsiest pick for the 23 to do the best? Like in the bikes, like who's going to come out of nowhere and show off some speed?
I mean, does Johnny G count?
I don't know. I was getting ready to ask that
too.
Are we talking about it for like bidding for a win or bidding for a title?
A win. Like being there each and every week. Like, oh my God, like where did he come from? You know what I mean? Like, because you know the favorites, right? We got Jordan Ashburn, the champion. You got Stu Baylor, and then you got Ben Kelly, and I rank Johnny G up there with them a little bit, even though he's a rookie to this class. The man's got some speed, so it's just. Out of those, like anybody but those four.
All right, I got it.
Pick.
The gutsy pick.
I got it. Lane Michael.
Okay. I don't think
Lane's not racing.
I don't think Lane's racing.
Well, no. Time out. Lane, I don't know. I think Lane is doing his own program.
They're doing his own program. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe he was riding a gas, maybe at FTR.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got the speed. He just has had some tough luck with some injuries and things like that. So,
but like last week we talked to Jesse Ansley and he talked about how that freed him up.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't on a team this year. So he's looking for putting the fun back into racing. And maybe that's something that Lane needs this year.
Oh yeah. I think, getting on a different bike sometimes, kind of makes life a little bit more exciting and stuff like that. And then you ain't got to worry about like sponsorship obligations, like, oh, I need to be on the podium every week, or I'm gonna get my butt chewed when I get back to the to the whatever. So what about you? What's your gutsier pick?
First of all, the gutsiest pick of the week. That sounds like a good segment, right?
It is a very good segment.
Where did you?
I came up with it all by myself. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Presented to you by Guts Racing.
That's right.
The gutsy pick of the week for me is going to be. Is that a gutsy pick?
Yeah, I mean we'll call
just because I personally don't think that is a gutsy pick.
If he can stay healthy all year.
But there has been in the past couple years a lot of times where people thought that Thad might retire. Thad has even kind of flirted with retirement himself. So I'm going to go Thad. as a gutsy pick because even though I personally don't believe that's a gutsy pick because I think he is a front runner. I think that he should be a front runner. I think that he is somebody that could win the championship. I mean, when Caleb retired, he was supposed to be the next guy, right? And I think he still believes he is supposed to be the next guy.
Right.
However, injuries have gotten in the way. So for that reason, I'm going to make him my gutsiest pick.
Okay. I like it. I like it a lot.
So Jordan's got a lot of stiff competition
He
this
does.
year.
When the field is healthy and they're all there.
Let's get the entire field through 3 rounds.
Three rounds. Get them up here in the mountains.
Get them up north. Like if these boys can make it up north, I mean, come on, guys. We don't want to see a 6 rider row one.
Yeah.
Come.
I'm sure they're probably like
Morris.
I'm sure they're probably like, Coop, we don't want you to have a 6-man. Like we're trying to be healthy here. We just,
Speaking of Mount Morris, you know who might come to Mount Morris?
Who's that?
Mr. Mason Mills.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Mason was talking to me. He wants to come to a GNCC. Never been to a GNCC before. He's a California guy.
The snowshoe one probably be better for him.
Well, I asked, we were talking about snowshoe, but it being like 5 hours away from the nearest airport and Mount Morris being like.
I wonder if you can fly into Bridgeport.
From California?
Clarksburg, probably.
That's what
From California?
Clarksburg, Bridgeport, yeah. I mean, they're flying everywhere now.
Yeah, they have commercial flights.
Okay, well, I mean, maybe.
We can check it out. I don't know.
Maybe. I would like to have him up at Snowshoe. That would be pretty awesome.
That would be sick.
I wonder if he's a good golfer. Because we're going to do 2 teams this year.
He's a Californian, right? Is he from California?
Yeah, I believe so.
California Dreamboat.
Well,
Sorry,
I mean,
guys.
if it like the Seal Savers were originated out of swimsuit, like not swimsuit, but wetsuits. So you know how like all those guys, the ocean's cold over there, so they use the wetsuits to surf.
You know, now I'm going to be thinking about the Speedos for your bike. That's what it should have been named, Speedos for your bike.
Yeah,
I will agree with Brandon on this though. That'd be a good place for him to see his Seal Savers put to the test.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's true.
You want to see protection? I mean, put some Seal
We'll take him
Savers
down
on.
to Howard's Hole. We'll watch you come through Howard's Hole, and he can see the Seal Savers do the work.
Yeah. After the race, I can show him how to clean my shocks off.
Yeah. Hey guys, I want to give a shout out to all the guys in the comment section, and you guys appreciate it. Keep commenting up. Devin's over there reading it. I'm reading it, trying to keep track with all of you guys. So appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys sharing this video, and if you guys are listening to the archives, we appreciate you guys too.
That's right.
That's where most of our listens come from. But we know some of you guys like looking at us for some reason.
Yeah.
Hey, Isaiah White does have a point. If he comes to Mount Morris, then he can see Isaiah walking around with his Free Howard's Hole signs, getting prepared.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a round in West Virginia that Isaiah is not walking around with Free Howard's Hole sign?
I don't think so.
Isaiah, is it a new Free Howard's Hole sign every year, or do we like tuck that baby away in a closet?
He's retucking. He's tucking it.
He's
tucking. Hey, you took it there. I just said it.
Hey, we should get some terrible towels made that say Free Howard's Hole.
We got SplitLine Offroad flea rags.
No, we cover these. I'm thinking Isaiah can start his petitioning for it by doing some.
Hey, the terrible towels was our idea.
Right. Don't be giving our idea away.
Come on, Dad.
I mean, it kind of worked together with him last year.
It did work together.
He's about to get fired.
It did. Isaiah did hand out about 250 flea rags in the flea hole last year.
Producer D made one show and he's fired.
That's it. Camera 4's never coming back on.
I mean, I think you could turn that camera at any point. We had a little bit of camera difficulty, but it was one of those things where you just gotta like unplug it and blow in it. You're good to go.
Just blowing it. It's like the old Super Nintendo games, like the old cartridges. We all know, been there, and just pull them out and give them the old blow.
Yeah. Isaiah said it's waiting in the basement for next year.
I told you he was talking.
T-shirts. He said he's doing T-shirts again.
Oh, okay. T-shirts.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey guys, we're getting a little bit loose. Let's go ahead and get back on schedule.
That's
here.
when we're the best. When we're loose.
I do.
Yeah. Back to the champ. Back to bringing the champ on.
The champ.
We are going to commercial break again, and we will be right back with your 2022 XC1 overall bike champion, Jordan Ashburn.
You've seen him at the track. Now online, Magna1Motorsports.com. From used bikes, just like Jordan Chase and the rest of the team ride. Plus all the gear you need.
Helmets, goggles, gear, and more.
Magna1Motorsports.com or trackside at GNCC and NEPG events. Be sure to pick up a bottle of Magna One's Magna One Clean It, revolutionary cleaning product for your dirt bike.
Coming soon. Join Chase Landers and Team Clean.
Trackside for everything you need when you need it. And at your fingertips at Magna1Motorsports.com. Magna One Motorsports and Magna1Motorsports.com, your everything dirt bike headquarters.
All right, guys, we're back, and we got your 2022 champ on the line, Jordan Ashburn. Jordan, what's going on, buddy?
Not a lot, man. Just trying to survive the winter down here in Florida.
Yeah,
sounds easy enough.
It doesn't sound too shabby. We saw the picture of you going down to Florida with the bike in the back. It's got to be nice to get back at the grind, right?
It is. It's nice to get back going, and it's a nice off season and stuff. But when the year rolls around, it's everybody's just kind of get chomping at the bit, ready to ride and kind of get back in the motion.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. So before you came on, we were sitting here talking about your opportunity to defend the title in 2023, and it comes, we talked about how some people say the number one plate is heavy. I personally think it's like a fire lit under you. How are you feeling going into the 2023 season?
Pretty good. Just confident. I mean, the bike, I'm going to do the same thing I did last year and just, put down solid results and ride the way I know how to ride. And I think the rest will just work its way in.
Yeah. I mean, why change something that's working? It's definitely working, and we can all contest to that.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, for me to try to come in this year with a different mindset would be the wrong way to go about it, I believe. I mean, I know what I've did in the past worked, and that last year it worked, and we came in the season strong. And I don't think changing anything at this point in the game, especially in my career, would do me any good.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. We all know that the GNCC schedule this year being 12 rounds, which is, not much different from 13, but it's a grind. Mm-hmm. It's a long season. It lasts, 3/4 of the year pretty much. And a lot of times the GNCC championship comes down to attrition and being, with the lack of better terms, the last man standing, but it's kind of the person who's able to stay the healthiest and able to be the most consistent wins. And I mean, that's what you did last year, like better than anybody else. And I know that's what you're preparing yourself to do this year.
Yeah, you definitely. And, like you said, the first round's in February, and every year it seems like it's earlier and earlier and earlier. And it's like, there's not that much time, when January rolls around, it's like, we're knocking on the door of the first race, and there's just a lot of things that got to be in line to do that. But yeah, you're right. I mean, 12 rounds this year, it's a little different, but I mean, still kind of got to do the same thing as racers. We all just got to, put our best races out there and try to do the best we can. But, with one less, I mean, it could definitely affect things.
Right.
Yeah, so that's something we've not really talked about. Like, what are your thoughts on having one less race this year? Is that not really a game changer, but it is different?
Yeah, it's different in the fact, like, as we come off the summer break, we're used to having 4 rounds to work into or to make up points or to try to be better And this year it's going to be like, you've only got 3 races left. Like the majority of the season is pretty well set. Like you're going to know where you're at pretty close before you go into the summer break.
Yeah, I was gonna say the summer break sometimes is like a rejuvenation for a lot of riders, and sometimes riders don't come on and strong until after summer break. So those guys that usually come on strong after summer break are going to have one less race to kind of claw their way back into it.
Yeah, and that was me, definitely me back in the past. In my younger days of XC1 and stuff, it was like after the summer break, I liked the tracks better and just always rode better that time of year, I guess. And the terrain's a little different because it's always wetter. Seems to be wetter that time of year. I guess Ironman kind of broke that mold this year, but
yeah. So are you on the 23 yet, Josh? I mean, shoot, Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, I am.
Okay, because we had a listener question, wanting to know, how do you feel about the 23 compared to the 22?
It's definitely a work in progress. It's a whole nother animal than last year's bike. And, we're really grinding away down here trying to get things dialed into my liking and get to, where we were last year.
Yeah.
I mean, we had so much time on last year's bikes. It's when you push reset and start over again, it's a big challenge and a big hurdle to get everything lined up again.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, nothing really carries over from the 22 to the 23, right? Like forks or clamps or anything like that.
The forks do. I don't think the clamps do. Shock doesn't. Yeah, nothing else does.
Nothing else does. So yeah, you're starting at scratch. You're starting from zero.
Yeah, but we got we're doing good with it and making good progress.
That's good. Where are you riding at down in Florida?
Man, we're just kind of bouncing around. We've got a house in just north of Orlando and just kind of roaming around to different places and just trying to enjoy the ride.
I didn't know if you were a crew rider or not, so I know a lot of guys were.
Oh, we usually make a few trips down there. So I've not been down there this week, but I'm sure it's coming up soon.
Man, out of all the places, I feel like is Croom like one of the most like iconic places? It seems like no matter the discipline, like fast riders find their way there.
Even supercross riders.
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, it's anybody who's a racer is probably at some point rode Croom.
Yeah.
Like, it's just you end up there. It's like somebody tells you about it somehow. Like you find Croom, you go find the pit. You find how sketchy Croom is, but it's still fun.
So for those of us that are like your normal everyday weekend warriors that have never and probably will never make it to Croom, is there typically, Brandon, wherever we would go riding around here,
right,
there's like your guys on buggies with like beers. There's guys with just
whatever
trail riding. Is that like that down there, or is it just all like guys that are suffering?
No, I would say it's both, but I mean, like you don't see guys, drinking beers on razors and stuff like that. But like you do see, like you could be in the middle of nowhere in the woods and a 16-year-old or a 14-year-old kid on a TRX 300 is out there cruising through whoops and you're like, what are you doing out here? Like, you never know what you're going to see there. I mean, I've rolled up in some sand washes before and like seen a guy stuck upside down on a quad. I mean, a utility quad. And I mean, it's untelling what you'll see when you go there.
That's awesome.
And we had to lift it up and pick it up for it and flip it over.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, that seems about right. So going in, so you're almost through this off season. Was there any difference like that you weren't expecting, like that you are the champion, like anything like obligations or anything that you've had to do that is like, oh, wow, I didn't expect that, or any added pressure? Like what's different about this year compared to all your past years?
I mean, I would say I don't have a lot of differences. Chris has handled all the media stuff and done a really good job with it, with our photos and just all the stuff. And he keeps the pressure off me and lets me do my thing. And I'm thankful for that, and to be able to focus on what I need to do and put that first.
I tell you what, the media shoot looked pretty good with the new bike and everything. That was pretty cool.
The new bike, the new look is top notch. It's really cool bringing back the heritage look.
Yeah.
I'm here all day for like a good retro look, and that you guys hit it there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So, Brandon, unfortunately, like you're not going to be able to
get the 3. I'm not going to get the black number 3.
He's not going to get it. That, like, when we talked to Chris on the show not too long ago, like we didn't realize how close we were to actually making it happening.
It was pretty close. Like we pushed and tried for it, but it was just a stretch.
Right. Yeah.
You would really stroke Brandon's ego if you told him it was because of him.
Yeah, when we had him on, I was like, "Oh," he's like, it almost happened." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like,
oh,
Brandon's only been bidding for it since the inaugural show that we had. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 21.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah.
So, besides GNCC, what else are you going to be racing this year, or are you purely focusing on GNCC?
I am focusing on GNCC this year and defending that number 1 plate.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you this. So we have seen a lot of guys racing a lot of series for a couple of years now. It seems to be like really trending in the direction of like guys race multiple series for multiple championship each and every year. And I don't want to say that it like contributes to the injury rate that we've had in our sport, but let's be honest, the more times you're on a bike competing at the highest levels, the more chances you are of putting yourself in danger. Like, I do think it's a really cool and smart move of you guys to focus on this one discipline and one discipline only.
Yeah, let's face it, injury can happen anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
But the more you're racing, the more easier it can happen.
Right.
So, I've raced multiple series in the past, and I do a lot of, hard enduro riding, and I'll still do some of that this year, and I'll probably do TKO this year. But, it's as far as the sprint enduros and stuff like that, it's just not something that I want to put my focus on whenever, GNCC holds that's the number 1 title in the US. So, like, that's what I'm going to go after and focus on.
Speaking of TKO, how was the Inferno race? I don't know if we got to talk to you.
I don't think we have talked to him since then.
Talk to us about that, because like that's like a lot of people don't get to go overseas and ride in something like that.
That was pretty fun. Got an opportunity to go, and I was skeptical on it, and it was down to the wire. Like, didn't really know a lot of information about it. It was super laid back. And kind of come down to the last minute. It's like, I don't know, should we go or not? Me and my wife were really debating it, and we were like, let's just go. Let's do it. Let's try it. And man, what a good time! It was fun. Got to meet some really cool people, and the racing was unlike anything I've done. I'm sure you guys seen some of the posts and the YouTube stuff with the riding through planes and over scaffolding and just crazy stuff, like video game stuff.
Right. Like, I was going to ask you, how was it like going out in the ocean on that, like, look like a BMX or mountain bike, like ramp looking thing? I don't know.
It was like, we call it like I think it was like the wall berm or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But it was sweet, because like you could just send it up on it, and you're out over the Caribbean, and
right.
You just launch back out on the beach, and I don't know, it was cool. And racing in the jungle and stuff, the temperature and the humidity and the thickness, like it was I've never raced anything like that. It was definitely a cool experience.
Yeah.
It's like going on vacation and like taking your dirt bike and like, oh, there's a race down the street. Let's go do that.
You're right. Yeah, I'm gonna say like not a lot of people get to ride their dirt bike by the Caribbean.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
I mean, talking about beautiful scenery while you ride and stuff, and you kind of look out and you're just like, wow, just take it all in. You know what I mean? That'd be insane.
Definitely. There was a few times the first day, like I had some bike issues, and I was just kind of riding around the track just to check it out, and I just done as many laps as I could. And so a few times I stopped for a second, I look around, I'm like, this is so cool, and just keep on rolling.
Yeah, so I do have a question that goes with Terra Inferno. How does it feel to know that you won the championship at GNCC and stuff last year? Then you go to Terra Inferno and you competed with top level guys there, and we'll just say you were within winning reach. So how does that feel?
Oh, pretty good. I think it surprises some people, but I mean, I kind of can do multiple disciplines, and I enjoy doing different things besides GNCC, and I would say that's kind of my close second. But those guys are so good at what they do. It's cool to be able to go and kind of race with them and compete with them some, and the opportunity was cool. I mean, nonetheless.
So over there, like here in West Virginia, we have deer. What do they have over there in the jungle? I know you've seen some animals and stuff, right?
What do they have? Say it again.
I say, like, what kind of animals do you have to watch out for in the jungle? Like over here, we have like.
I don't even know. Like, I mean, we're out in the middle of the night, and I mean, I don't even know what's out there. I really don't. I mean, I know there's spiders and tarantulas. They're talking about huge tarantulas and stuff, and like, but they won't hurt you. It's the little spiders you got to worry about, and snakes and stuff. But
the snakes was what would get me. The snakes.
Yeah, I don't know about like man eating. I don't know if there's anything like that. Yeah. So I think should be okay.
I didn't. Did you see anything like that over there? Like obviously you didn't see anything man eating, but
my biggest concern would be like the food and water. Like, how was that?
So first few days we did get sick on the water. I think everybody that went did, but it kind of passes, and you go on about it. But the food was awesome. Food was good. Back to the other question, I didn't see any crazy animals. We went to like a little zoo thing and seen some like giant iguanas and stuff like that. But as far as like in the wild, didn't really see anything.
I got you.
He said the only thing they had over there was speed bumps, not anything that'll actually tear you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, Jordan, man, I tell you, we appreciate your time tonight. No, you're a busy man, like down there pounding it in Florida, getting ready for the 2023 season. So we're not going to keep you any longer. We're really excited to see your title defense and really just be fans and watch your season of 2023. So, man, we're really rooting for you and excited to see what you do this year.
Hey guys, I appreciate it, and I look forward to coming back on.
All right, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We'll have you back on, and good luck in round one.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, man.
Later, man.
See you. Bye.
Bye. That's
Jordan Ashburn.
That's right.
Your GNCC 2022 overall champion. Man, it's awesome to be able to have Jordan on. He's always really gracious with his time, and it's just it's cool to hear from him. I feel like, man, there's absolutely no difference in Jordan as far as like the mannerisms and how like he handles himself when he held the 3 plate for difference than what he does when he holds the number 1 plate.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's what makes him such a great rider. I mean, up until this year, the guy never got a win, and as good as he's been over the years, a lot of people are like, oh, he'd probably be one of the greatest riders to race GNCC without a win. Now he's got 2. He's got a championship under his belt. I really think the pressure's off of him, and we might even see another type of Jordan Ashburn in 23.
You know what I think would be cool to see? Come into round 1, he pulls the whole shot and just takes off.
I'm sure he would love to see that too, if you ask him. But I mean, you never, like I said, he doesn't seem like he's going to change anything around, but I think he's still going to be right there and then ready to pounce and making those passes stick. I think Coop's over here trying to get the next guy lined up, but any
I mean, I wonder what it's like. I mean, everybody goes down to Florida through the winter and they train and they test their bikes and everything like that. But what's it actually like when you're testing your stuff in the sand and then we go and race in the woods?
Yeah. Well, the thing with Jordan is like, man, when it comes to up here in our neck in the woods where it's really technical terrain, like that's like his backyard, right? That's what he trains in,
rides in, and
through the most part of the year. Like down south is where, like I think that's where a lot of guys they work on their conditioning and they work on the first few rounds, right?
You're right. Yeah, I mean, we've asked a lot of the guys, especially the quad guys. They said it's not a big deal, not too many big changes and stuff happening. So, the bikes, on the other hand, I think is a little bit more difficult to go from like sand to woods, just because the whole bike changes. You know what I mean? Like your whole setup kind of changes a little bit. Sand obviously is a way different terrain, and woods are different, rocks and all that. So I think they have a lot more adjustments to make on the dirt bike than the quad side when it comes on that part. But I could be totally wrong.
I mean, I never had that problem because my stuff's never been exactly right. So hopefully going into this season, we can change that. But for me, I never went down south and tested anything, and I've never really tested anything here through the winter. So I just go to the race and ride what I got. And my dad always just told me if it wasn't right, I just had to be tougher.
So how's the troll training going for you? You're a week further into it than we talked to you last. Like, are you feeling stronger? Are you sore? What's going on?
I mean, I'm not sore. There's a lot of movements that are like, I feel like injury sustaining type exercises. My shoulder's been messed up for a while, and I feel like the exercises that we're doing with like band workouts and stuff like that, I think that'll be helpful for my shoulder going into this season. It's definitely different than what I've been used to in past years trying to get ready for the season. But with that being said, I think we'll be more prepared, more ready. The bike's getting closer to where it needs to be. We have a few more suspension adjustments and stuff we're going to do, and then we're going to come out swinging. So I won the local title last year, and I didn't get the title at the national that I wanted. So this year I'd like to make sure I bring that home, and then hopefully I can put it on the wall with the other one.
Here you go. Sounds awesome. Before we get into Josh Merritt, man, it's a shame of what happened with
Austin
Abney. That's a bummer with his knee.
Did you see how it happened?
I didn't see how it happened.
He was at work and just like stood up and his meniscus went.
Wow.
So I don't know. I would assume that maybe there was already some type of injury there, and it just kind of like it finished itself off. I don't know how meniscuses work, but that's rough. Especially, we're so close to the season opener. I wonder, is he going to be able to make the season opener, or are we going to be out for the first couple rounds? I wonder what he's looking at.
Well, I think to answer your question on like if there's been something that happened before, I know he's had knee surgeries and stuff before, so I don't know if maybe he aggravated an injury that he's already had fixed. But that could be possible. And then as far as the season goes, I know he said that it wasn't good to happen 38 days before race season's here. Right. So I don't know what that looks like for him.
Is it just a meniscus?
That's what it looked like to me. It looked like it's just a meniscus.
If it's just a meniscus, he could be back if he wanted to put. I had my meniscus fixed, so that's why I know a month at the earliest that he could be back. Like I was able to go back to work in a month. Now riding, if it all depends how much he, is able to put therapy in. A month and a half, he should be good to go. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor or anything, but I just know when I had mine done, I was back within a month, and I was riding and working and all that stuff. So
I guess the other question could be too, like, even if he can be there round one, does he want to wait until round 2 or 3 just so he can try to have some seat time and see how his knee's going to be?
See, once again, we're a race short. So, if he misses, I don't have the dates on with me, but usually like Florida and Georgia are pretty much back to back. So there's 2 pretty close.
Are they back to back weeks this year?
Yeah. So first weekend of March, second weekend of March,
that's
Florida, Georgia. And then, so he'll have 2 weeks from Big Buck, 2 or 3 weeks from Big Buck to Florida.
Yeah. So, like I said, if he misses, the first 3, it's like, oh man, I just missed the whole season.
Yeah. And I mean, Austin is one of those guys that, like, he was a solid top 10 guy all year last year, but he's somebody that, could be really sneaky fast and get up there and battle in that top 5 potentially for podium positions. So it's a shame to see, shame to see anybody get injured, but it's a shame to see, like, right before the season starts, you've been working hard all off season. And, but, I guess that, I can't remember when we talked to him before if he's a fan of down south, but if you're going to miss races, he is an Indiana boy.
Right.
So if you're going to miss races, maybe those are the races
The
to
down
miss.
south one. Yeah. And then the other thing I saw was, Mr. Walker Fowler's came back out of his hole and out racing again down south.
Yep.
Did
There's
you
a lot
see
of
what
people.
class?
No, I didn't pay attention to the class. Did you?
He ran the 30 up class at
Did he?
FTR.
He did?
He did. He got like 16th overall and first and 30 up.
Is he the new Mike Brown?
Possibly.
No, I'm just messing, Walker.
But there was a lot of guys at that FTR. I mean, that pro row was pretty stacked. Hunter Hart ended up taking the win, I believe. I'm not sure who rounded out the podium, but
Hunter's always fast at those things.
Oh, Hunter smokes him at those things.
Right. It's crazy. But
McGill probably took second. McGill's fast at those things too.
He is very fast.
Gabriel Nod was there too.
Yeah, Gabriel was
Nod,
there. Yeah. I messaged him I commented on one of his posts on Instagram. I said, hey, where's their nice sand where it looks really warm? And
this isn't Canada.
Shouldn't you be pounding snow whoops about now?
I think Wyatt Wilkin got second, and then Jay Shad, I think he got third.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I know Merritt finished right after him, so Merritt was just off the podium then in fourth.
Mm-hmm. That's a stacked class. That's a GNCC round 1.
It pretty much is. It pretty much is as that FTR usually is. I like that step up jump they have there.
Yeah,
always makes for some good videos.
It does.
Here we go. I messed this up. Hunter Hart, John Blotto, Wyatt Wilkin, Chris Borch, then Jay Shad, Josh Merritt, and Chad Weenan.
Oh, okay. Chad.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's
cool.
I
didn't see that.
Cool.
Chad's been pretty quiet on Instagram. I didn't see that.
I saw a couple videos of him there,
mm-hmm.
but I was looking at the results and stuff afterwards, and then that was where I figured out that Walker ran the 30 up class and got 16th overall.
Nice.
So
that's funny.
Yeah, I'm sure he was just doing it for the seat time to get back in shape.
He was. And he's probably messing with people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to go run the plus 30 just to, make these guys think
these
guys think I'm not, I'm not who I used to be or something.
Video of him throwing some leg swag over for the kids. And, Walker he loves to have a good time.
The other thing I was thinking is, like, if he starts back further and he has to push his way through to the front, then he could be doing it for extra training to make it a little harder on himself to be able to get to the front. So
with Walker Fowler, you just never know, because he's like he
likes to keep people guessing as much as possible.
Yeah, he reminds me of a Cooper Webb, or he really likes Michael Jordan. That whole thing. So he's just trying. I think he's trying to find something to really just drive him to the next to the next level. So.
Yeah,
he's traditionally said in the past too that he doesn't do that great at FTRs. And when they've asked him about why, he's like, because
he goes fast 13 times a year.
Yeah, he was like, I only have to go fast 13 times a year. So
plus the Heartland Challenge.
Yeah. Now this year he only has to do it 12.
Right.
Plus the
So it's only 13.
So are you ready to get our next guest on?
Sure.
Let's get Josh Merritt on the line, pro ATV XC1 rider. Excited to talk to him. He's a friend of the show. So let's get him on.
Out here, on the edge, failure is no option. Here, you don't compromise. Off-road, on-road, on the track, off the grid. Sunstar sprockets and brake discs come installed in more motorcycles and all-terrain vehicles than any other in the world. Period. The engineers who design your bike trust and spec Sunstar for the same reason you should. Because here, on the edge, failure is no option.
We're back.
All right, we're back, guys, and we're excited to have on the line, friend of the show, XC1 Pro ATV rider Josh Merritt. What's going on, Josh?
Oh, just hanging out down here in Florida. How about you guys?
Oh,
hanging up here in the cold state of West Virginia.
yeah.
We're a little jealous of you guys, of watching you guys have some whip contests and stuff today, and having fun while I'm at work. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Well, after you pound so many motos at some different places, the whip contest makes it fun again. You know, you got to mix it up.
Oh yeah. I mean, John Glada's whip, I don't think should have deserved a 9.9 the first round around, but I mean that's my opinion. Even though it was pretty good.
The kid has skills, and
He definitely does.
He knew what he was coming into. I haven't whipped a 4-wheeler in a really long time, and yeah, he smoked me. So it was a good time though, and it was fun to do.
So you're saying you got hustled?
Oh, I got hustled big time.
So
he's been practicing daily, I think.
Oh, I mean, like literally, if you go to his Instagram, isn't pretty much every other video a whip video?
Yeah, and I forgot about that. You know, I thought I had to tag. I got this youngster talking crap, and he put me in my place. You know,
Yeah.
It happens out like that.
Didn't he break one out like up a hill?
Yes. Yeah.
And whipped it.
He whipped it
Big
on a
Buck.
hill climb at Big Buck. Big Buck.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, he did that. And then at the FTR this weekend, I'm here at the Action house, and Wyatt said he was battling with him, and even on the last lap, he was throwing the bike sideways off the step up. So it's just like the kid loves the whip. No matter what.
Well, when you can make a YFC 450 look like a TRX 90 when you're like 6'8",
6'8".
maybe that helps.
Should be
that definitely helps.
starting forward for the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, pretty much. So, Josh, man, it doesn't feel like it's been that long of an off season because we're like talking about round one already. But how has your off season been this year?
Oh, my off season's been very good. Got a lot of things aligned in the off season with sponsors, a mechanic, and now getting a head start. Came down a week before Christmas to start training, and now I'm back down a couple days after New Year's to be down here at the Action House. And with my trainer Levi and some other guys, we're putting in the work.
Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like you're trying to up that number one more time.
Yeah, that's the goal. To be honest, I'm not happy with the number 11, but with the injury last year and everything else, I'll take it. It's whatever. You know, everybody's got a bad year, and just trying to be better than, number 6. Let's see if we can get in that top 5 and stick it to them.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, we saw the post where you're teaming up with Mark Notman, and I mean, that's right there has got to put a lot of confidence in your corner.
Oh, you guys have no idea. With Mark by my side, it's been really, really good.
Really?
The insight that this guy has, obviously he has Walker and Hunter Hart, which is having that background and what he knows, the knowledge. It is confidence for me and just my setup. So I feel like I'm going faster than I've ever been, and I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Is that one of the biggest changes for your 2023 season?
It is one of the biggest. I did get a new title sponsor, which is Action Offroad for this year. With that came Mark as a mechanic. So it really wouldn't have been possible without Action.
Mm-hmm.
And then other than that, my program still be running B&R motor shocks. Going to be hopefully signing a contract with GBC soon. And pretty much everything else, Hauser Racing, all that kind of stuff's the same.
Man, that sounds good. Sounds like it's a very, very good program for the 23 season.
Yeah, definitely. Keeping my reliability there and also adding in some big players is something I'm looking forward to. And to be honest, I think it's working really well.
Yeah. So now that you have like Mark in your corner, I know that like confidence is just a huge attribute that you have, like with him behind you. But what is something on the bike that has really stood out to you that he's been able to help you with that maybe has been like a hindrance before?
I wouldn't say like a hindrance,
Mhm.
but like just the setup of the quad, doing ride height, going over the shocks, kind of figuring out, like writing down where my clickers are in every single situation. If we're in dirt, if we're in sand, all that kind of stuff, just keeping like a log. I would say it's all just going to be playing out to be better in the future, because we're going to be able to go back, see what we've done, see what's worked and what hasn't, and then move forward.
So we've been doing any fishing down in Florida?
You know what? My truck was so full on the way down here, I couldn't even fit a fishing pole.
No way.
I know. And no golf clubs, no fishing poles this year. Hey, it's serious.
I was gonna say it's serious. It's very serious.
Yeah.
No wonder you're out there doing whip competitions. You're bored. I'm just messing. But no, I figured that fishing pole was definitely behind the seat.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, I went all in this year, and I mean, with the guys here at the Action House, and then obviously our normal Croom group, and then Levi training us, it's pretty much a packed day. We really don't have too much time to hang out or go fishing. I wish there was, but you know, I'm trying to better that number, and it's not going to help by me going fishing.
You can go fishing when you're our age.
Yeah, I've done a lot of fishing in my life. And I can take a winter off.
Yeah,
but I hear the fish are really big down there.
I can see everybody that plays SplitLine Fantasy like making a mental note right now. We're putting Josh Merritt on the team for round 1.
That's my goal. I'm really trying to come out swinging and kind of make a statement at the beginning of the year. I'm here obviously in the same room as Wyatt, and obviously we're close in speed, and we're feeding off of each other. We're pushing each other, I would say almost every day. And just like having John Galata Jr. here, like having that whip contest, kind of showing who's the bigger man, you know, and we're just kind of pushing each other as a team, and it's been really nice.
That's cool. That it's kind of like the Baker factory down there right now.
Yeah, you could call our Levi Cohn is, you know, the run. Wait, what's the guy that runs Baker Factory?
Alden Baker.
Alden.
He's our Alden, and he's kicking our butt. I'm pretty sure I haven't been sore since I've been down here, which is good. And we're getting those runs in. We're getting that riding in. So it's been really nice.
So have you been doing any road biking or anything, or?
Like I said, I didn't have room for a bicycle. I wish I did. I literally have a 4-wheeler, and then I have pretty much a 4-wheeler in parts.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be down here for another month and a week, and I've already been down here for a week. So, like, just bringing a backup for everything, just so I don't have to make that emergency phone call of I need something overnighted, and it's like $200 and it's a $10 part.
I got you.
He's going to be down at the local Walmart with a sign that says "We'll work for Huffy."
We'll work for Huffy.
We'll work for someone to do tire balls.
Right. Oh, tire balls.
That's the worst thing to do.
Oh, geez. No, that's awesome, man. No, it sounds like you're going to be down there for another month of just riding.
Yeah, so the plan is we actually just came up with it tonight. We're going to be heading north to the GTR complex, whatever it's called now.
Okay.
And racing that race out there. And we'll be out there for a couple of days, and then it sounds like we'll be back at the Croom house.
Mm-hmm. So how was the FTR race for you?
You know, it was actually very nice. I didn't get the best start, and obviously we had some big heavy hitters there. It kind of put me into my place where I'm at. You know, I knew I wasn't ready for that race. I was down here 2 days before it, and I knew I have a lot of work to do. But it kind of was like, okay, this is where you did good. This is where you can improve. I battled with some of the guys that, normally I wouldn't be close to in Florida because I can't do sand whoops. So the bike is working good. I'm keeping up with and almost passing dudes that I never had a chance to ride with before.
Awesome.
So everything's kind of moving in the right direction. And now it's just getting all the pieces of the puzzle together before round one.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, we actually have a listener question. This guy, this comes from, I'm not sure if you know him or not, but it's Jay Shadron. He,
Jay Shadron.
Yeah.
You know that guy?
He
I
wants
was
to.
riding with him.
Oh, okay. Funny, small world. He wants to know how much you get paid before taxes.
Oh, I knew he was going to ask that. It's a lot of money, I might be able to pay my bills this year. So
Hey, you have enough money to go to Florida for a month, all right, and ride. So I'm pretty sure, I don't know what gas you run, but VP is really expensive right now.
it is. I agree. And thank God I'm blessed to have a Action Off-Road sponsorship because they're helping out. They got the house for us. They're really trying to bring our team to the front of the pack and from the back of the classes to pro. They're trying to move us forward. So
awesome.
They're helping us as much as they can, and we're trying to make the most of it.
Man, I tell you what, Josh, it's cool because we've had you on, I don't know how many times now, but we've had you on a lot. And like, you've always been, I mean, obviously you can't be where you're at without being extremely serious in this sport, but it sounds to me like there's a new fire like in your belly with the way that you're talking about the training and everything. I'm like really pumped and really excited to see what comes out of 2023 for you.
Like I said, I'm trying to take this year as serious as I can. I obviously am trying to keep it fun, but the work that I'm putting in the gym, I'm not having fun. I'm doing it. I'm getting it done. I wish this whole injury kind of got me out of shape. I got into a funk that got me lazy, and now just coming out of that and trying to be the best I could be. It's definitely it's definitely been a challenge, and with my family, my girlfriend, and everybody that supported me back at home. It's just, I don't know. I got to put in the work. I can't waste this time that I have and the opportunity that I have.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's real awesome. So you can't have any fun. You're just ride your quad and
well, no, don't get me wrong. Riding my four-wheeler,
that's fun, right?
Yeah.
He didn't say no fun. I mean, they were doing whip competitions and stuff earlier, and he found out that he needs to brush up on whipping skills to be able to get up to John's speed, but he's still having fun.
So did I don't know, did you get to talk to Chad Weenan? We heard that he got to run the FTR down there.
Yeah, so I actually didn't get to talk to him. I seen him line up, and I was like, oh, well, this would be fun. I knew he might be coming, but they told us he was coming on a stalker, and he showed up with a full race bike. And he pretty much showed that he was on a full race bike the first couple field sections when he went from pretty much dead last off the start to behind me on the first lap. And then he pretty much got up to third after that. And then I know he obviously races moto. It's not that long. So about an hour in, I think it was an hour and 15 race, he threw the anchor down, which it's the beginning of the season. We all kind of had an anchor out, but got by him, luckily, right on the last lap and followed Jay Shadron into the finish line. So it was cool that he was out there, and he posted a few times about it, which is really good for our sport because he does have a huge following.
Oh, yeah.
And to have a moto guy, hey, this is actually a good time, maybe bring others out. So,
yeah.
And normally I do talk to Chad a lot, but he was kind of I think it was like a hush thing. I don't know. And
Right.
I really didn't get to say much to him.
Yeah, so that's what I was. We were just kind of skimmed through the results, and we're like, Chad Weenan, what? I didn't even know he went and raced that, because usually he puts it on his social and stuff. But that was pretty cool. That's cool to see him come over. And
was he on a moto bike or was he on a woods bike?
He was on a moto bike with big tires.
Mm-hmm. So it was really hard to pass him.
There were some sections out there, like me and Chris Borge were talking today, and because he came out and rode where we were, and we were like, man, I was going over the base of the trees, like hoping the rear end was going to make it through. I can only imagine what Chad was doing, being 2-3 inches wider.
Yeah,
right.
So what Chris said is he did clip a little of one tree, and it kind of like threw him off, and then obviously tired, fatigue, and he was just probably like, okay, I'm not getting hurt out here. That was fun,
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
If it would have been an hour race, the dude would have probably got top 3.
So, looking at the schedule, we know that you're ready to come out of the pretty much come out of the gate like, as best as you can. Curious, when we get down to Florida, how do you feel about like that type of sand? Is that something that you're like, especially with your new setup, like really looking forward to now? Or because we know like most of us are like, you included are northern boys when it comes to that Florida racing, but like you're down there all winter, and like, is that something you're looking forward to? Is that Florida heat and that sand track?
I've never been a fan of Florida, but with this setup that I'm running now, it's actually exciting, and especially being down here and being able to train in it a lot longer than normal, because normally I get down here and I have 3 weeks before round one, and I'm shuffling around, and really I could care less about the sand because 90% of our races are not sand other than Camp Coker in Florida.
Right.
So I kind of hope I don't do as bad there and do better at other places. But this year I think I'm having enough time where I can get that set up. And I've been working with Mark on clickers and all that kind of stuff, that going to the Florida or the Camp Coker where it is sand, I almost have an advantage over some of the guys that I had a disadvantage to in the past.
Awesome.
So did you try the berm to berm jump at Croom?
I actually haven't. I don't know why it would want me to be saying this, but I guess Junior hit it, and then Wyatt went and hit it and wrecked on his first day down here. Sorry, Wyatt, it's another room. So I was just like, well, what'd you learn? Don't do dumb stuff on your first day, Wyatt. Come on, we know better than this. Let's get a couple days of riding in before we start hitting jumps that John Galata Jr. can make look easy.
He just wanted to show he's 100% invested, so that's all that was.
John, I don't understand how he does it, but even today we're at this moto track and there's a single onto a tabletop, and we know no one can make it. And John's like, oh, I won't do it until the cameras get out. We're like, oh, go ahead and do it. We'll watch. And literally the next lap, he comes around and hits this thing, bounces off the middle of the tabletop, and then goes down the landing. And we're just like, that was insane. He literally fell out of the sky.
Yeah.
So he does make stuff look easy, and it's very cool how naturally talented the kid is. And I felt bad for Wyatt because he probably got talked into hitting that jump. And,
peer pressure.
One little mistake, and you're tipping over, you're doing something, and thank God he didn't get hurt, and his 4-wheeler was all right. So
right,
everything's good to go.
Man, it's bad enough, Brandon, like when we were growing up, peer pressuring each other, let alone like if you're like around pros getting peer pressured by them. So
yeah, you can only imagine what a bunch of pro racers in a house for a couple weeks have been doing to us. I can only imagine us going to round one if we're still all breathing.
Yeah, I mean, how is the house dynamic? Is that like a lot going on?
There's a lot of testosterone in the air. But we're surviving right now. It's been a really good time, especially you got your bros pretty much hanging out with you day in, day out. You're putting in the work. I look over, I'm sweating, I'm freaking, huffing and puffing, and I got Wyatt, I got Levi, I got John Galata Jr., James Galata, and all these guys right next to me, and we're going through the same thing, so it makes it easier, and it going through your day, it's just like, okay, we're all going through the same thing, let's just get it done, and then we can throw on a movie, eat some snacks, and know we put in the work that we needed to.
Popping a lot of hard seltzers.
So
I wish. We're no drinking.
do you find yourself during workouts where you just look over and they look like they're dying and you just try to like smile at them just to make them think that you're not even feeling anything?
I wish I had mental warfare like that, but I'm like the one dying. And they're the ones like, yeah, not too bad. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
I have a feeling it's just like constant flexing on each other. Just like little subtle flexes, like, I'm not sweating, you are.
Yeah. They're like, I'll see you in 40 days.
Wyatt's like 6 foot. Levi's a fitness freak. John Galata's 6'2". James Galata's like 6 foot. Now I got these short, stubby legs, and I'm trying to keep up with these guys on the runs. And they're doing little circles around me, and I'm like, I'm trying, guys. So it's like I have a disadvantage, I think. But, it's actually pushing me, so I can't be mad at them.
Right. You're going to see Josh pull up on a Segway.
My legs don't fall off.
Right.
I'll try to ride one.
I'm over. So during this whole conversation, I've been over here. I've been looking over at our producer, Devin, and he seems a little bit jealous because while you're like down there pounding laps in the sand in beautiful Florida, he's been up here like pounding laps in the muck and mud and snow of West Virginia every day.
If you ride in the snow long enough, it starts looking like sand.
Look at the price. He doesn't come south very often.
Right.
He does the muck, he does the mud, he does the winter. I mean, I've done it in the past. It's just you have to be a certain type of mentally strong to be able to do that day in, day out. And just being down here in this sand, it makes it that much easier. I mean, we're literally in Croom. So we're getting up, we're getting dressed, and we're riding our four-wheelers into 2,000 acres, but we don't get muddy. We don't have to clean at the end of the day. So half that is already cut in half, half the work. So you can do it staying up there. It's just going to be a lot more work. And I mean, as long as you're not scared of putting in the work, there's no problem being up north. And it sounds like you guys are having decent weather right now until maybe next week.
Other than the 3 inches of mud that is on my four-wheeler from riding for like an hour. Ride like an hour and it comes back with...
at my house, it's not bad. It seems like Ronnie Rush and all those guys have been riding, and it looks pretty nice out.
It's been raining a good bit here.
Yeah.
Like
West Virginia winter is nothing but mud.
Deep mud.
Yeah, it's normally how Ohio is, and that's like we got that first snow, and I was like, all right, I gotta go. Like at that point, it's a constant mud, no matter what.
Well, it's a good point though. Like Ronnie's only an hour from my house, and it looks way nicer at his place riding than what it does at my house. Like 100 times better.
Yeah, he was riding. Kevin Yoho, they all put up a couple videos, and I was like, hey, it doesn't look too bad at home. Actually, the dirt looks almost perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Not where we're at.
Not where we're at. It's like that,
just a big
terrible weather hub that we're just right in the middle of constantly.
Oh shoot!
I'd take snow. I really would.
Yeah.
Hey, so did you get to go on a Yamaha hunt this year?
I did. Yeah. I got selected to do the Yamaha Outdoors hunt in Texas with Wade Middleton.
Nice. How was that?
Oh, dude, I haven't had so much fun in a week like that outside of racing in a very long time. It was like a little mini vacation for me. Scott knew me from Yamaha. We actually talked at the Loretta Lynn's Yamaha event that GBC wasn't invited to. So me and Johnny actually drove out there with the GBC rig and the setup, and we set up with the Yamahas, all the R-Maxes, the utility quads, the sport quads, and they had pretty much like not a race kind of start and finish line, like a challenge section, all that kind of stuff. And at the end of it, Scott we kind of got talking, and he knew I was just getting into hunting, and he's like, "Oh, dude, okay." And then it was weird. Like 3 days after the event, he sent me an email and was like, "Yo, would you like to go to Texas and go on this hunt? It'll be on TV. You'll have a camera following you around and kind of have to answer questions, talk about the Yamaha products that we use, all that kind of stuff." I'm like, I would love to. And that was pretty much like everybody was going out west to race that Las Vegas ordeal.
Yeah.
And it kind of opened up the opportunity because Walker was going out there because he normally would go. And I didn't go, and I went to Texas. So it was a very cool experience, hanging out with Scott, hanging out with Wade, and just learning hunting. And I just like got into it. It was
That's
like a
awesome.
newfound love for me. It's perfect in the off season. So yeah, it worked out, and I ended up getting, I think it was a 9 or 10 point. I haven't got my antlers back yet. We just got the meat not too long ago. They get pretty busy, I guess, around that time. So it takes a while.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. I'm a fellow hunter as well. And hey, if you're just getting into it, you live in the perfect state for it. So like, that's a pretty sweet deal.
This guy likes to travel to Ohio.
Yeah, I have to drive to Ohio.
He'll go there to hunt, but he won't take his quad and go ride. It's really weird.
You can actually look right over Rodney's shoulder and see a nice set of antlers.
I just got into it, and you can ask my girlfriend. I spent way too much time away from her and in a tree stand or something like that. Sometimes I would just go sit in a tree stand, not even with a bow, and I would just kind of watch and just like, I'm just trying to learn as much as I could.
That's
and
cool.
I know she was getting sick of it, and thank God I got my deer in Ohio. And then she was like, "You're going on a trip?" I'm like, "Yep." It's one of those once in a lifetime opportunities. If I don't do it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to. So
no doubt.
I was like, got to do it.
Now that's going to be like aired on TV, right?
Yeah, they said it will be YouTube, and then there's some TV show that channel that they put it on.
Yeah, because I saw Walker on the Outdoor Channel, I think on the same exact like trip that you went on.
Yep, it will be the same exact thing. Don't make fun of me. I get a little teary because I just killed like the biggest buck maybe of my life my first year, but it was really fun.
Dude, no, I mean, hunting Brandon over here doesn't quite understand because he likes to, sit on the nice warm couch on Saturday mornings instead of
I like to watch Supercross, sorry.
Supercross is at 10 o'clock at night. You have no excuses.
Yeah, you have no excuse. You should be done and out of the tree and way before then.
Yeah. What Supercross are you watching in like November?
Yeah, what Supercross are you watching this weekend? There's nothing on.
No, there's nothing on this weekend. I mean, damn rain.
Did you guys watch A1 in the house this weekend?
Yeah, whoever kind of could stay awake was watching it. We were all pretty wiped from riding.
It's rough. Rough to stay awake.
Race.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we got up that FTR race we got up at 6 and was there by 7 to get signed up, do the practice and all that. And then we sat around from like 10 to 3, and then our race was at 3:45. It was like an all-day thing, and we were just – most of us were beat, but we did stay up and I did and a few others and watch the race. And yeah, it was that was an exciting race.
It was
my boy Tomac go out there on the bike and spank it. It was pretty cool.
Yamaha.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Yamaha fan. I don't think I'll ever change that. Like, I'm a diehard like Yamaha R-Max. Love the dirt bike. It looks cool. They made it lighter and skinnier. I've never even rode one, so I'm gonna push it though.
Yeah, I'm teammates, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, we're teammates.
Blue
Yeah,
crew.
exactly. Blue crew all the way. I mean, Ferrandis did good too. I mean, that race, like, if we could get 16 more of those,
You're in.
I'm in.
You're in.
Oh yeah, I think last year was definitely one of the best years for Supercross, and it's starting out very well for this year.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Now, if they would have raced this weekend in a mutter, oh man, that would have been like the coolest thing ever. But I guess it's not going to happen.
No.
I guess they couldn't even like build the track. It rained so much, so there was just a pile of mud in the stadium.
They took a picture of the stadium like with water level in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looked like a big old swimming pool. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, February 18th is when they're going to make that one up.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
yeah. So
it is what it is.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
We'll have nothing to do this weekend. We have that. What is it? What's the race this weekend?
Are you going to the Southern Roots race?
Yeah, the Southern Roots. We're going out there, and then I guess some guys are coming from the north up to the race, so it'll be exciting to see how we do there. And it's still like a sandy base there, but we're gonna stay around probably a couple of days, hit up an old riding place, the Todd Jones compound, and get some dirt riding in while we're there.
Sweet.
Good deal. Good
Sounds
deal,
awesome.
man. Well, Josh, we know it's late and
you got to train in the morning.
You got to train in the morning, so we're not going to be the reason why you're suffering worse than everybody else.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah. So, hey, man, we appreciate your time tonight. Appreciate you coming on the show, and tell the boys we said hey.
Will do.
Hey,
Thank
hold
you
on.
guys.
Wait.
Wyatt Wilkin wants us to ask you the best way to plant a tree in the South.
Oh.
The best way to plant a tree in the South is keep it watered. He's jumping up and down right now.
I love it.
Tell why.
Right. Do you have something to say for yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. And it begins. If only I could get a video of this. If we had a TV crew here, you guys have no idea. We would be making millions.
Come on, you guys should be doing a vlog now. Vlog.
Yeah, you're good at those.
I wanted to start that back up, and this might be the perfect time to do it.
A month full of that stuff, you would have a lot of views.
A vlog of you like podcasting, vlogging at the same time. It'd been sweet.
It'd been all epic.
It would be nice. It would. Most of it would have to be beeped out. I'm thinking.
Hey, these days anything goes, man. These days anything goes.
Not really. 2023 is good. It can't handle that.
It can't handle it.
All right, Josh, man. Well, we're going to let you go, man. Again, appreciate your time. And hey, good luck at round 1. And we'll be talking to you in the future, buddy.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Sounds like a fun group.
I know, man. I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah. I bet
Look at Devin over here. Devin's like
thinking about it. He's texting the wife like, "Hey, honey, I'm leaving. I'm leaving tonight."
No, I was just texting Wyatt actually.
Oh, no, that's funny, man. That's awesome. Kind of probably reminds him of like the college days, like all hanging out with like in your
I mean, that is
dorm,
yeah.
you know,
yeah,
having with all your good buddies, and you're all like get to ride your dirt like quads and don't have to probably no one telling you not to. You know what I mean? Like they gotta worry about the weather.
Not to.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like sticking it to the man.
Stick it to the damn man.
I didn't do the college thing. I spent that on racing.
Right. You know, like most of us do.
They said, you want to go to school or you want to race? It was a pretty easy decision. Then.
Right.
Yeah.
Screw my future.
Yeah. Hey, guys, this is episode 99.
Mm-hmm.
How crazy is that? So next episode, I believe, is 100, if I'm doing my math correctly. And
Man, you know how to count.
yeah, I do. We
It's
actually
impressive.
we have. I'm going to drop a bomb on you guys.
We're dropping it?
Let's drop it.
Okay.
Let's drop it.
He's dropping it.
Next week, sitting in that chair right there, will be Mr. Barry Hawk.
Ooh.
He'll be coming into the studio. We're going to have a show with him. It's going to be an epic show.
Hopefully.
I don't use the word epic, but it's going to be an epic show.
You don't use the word epic, but you just use it like 4 times.
That's how serious I am about how awesome this show is going to be. Yeah, episode 100. We're going to have Barry Hawk in studio. I don't know who the phone-in guests are going to be yet, but
it doesn't matter. We have Barry Hawk.
I was going to say Barry's got enough stuff to keep the show going by himself.
That's true. So I know I'm excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. He only lives like an hour or so up the road, so it's going to be a really good time. So spread the news, guys. If you guys don't watch that show, then I don't know what's wrong with what's wrong with you.
We just got to pack it up and go home.
Pack it up and go home.
Right.
Hey, we did have somebody ask if we were doing something OG earlier. So,
yeah.
I mean, how much more OG does it get than Barry Hawk?
It doesn't get any OGer.
Right.
Yeah. That's my gutsy prediction.
Right. I meant to ask Jordan, and I kind of forgot about it, but the Jordan Ashburn, Bryson Neal, and Rachel Archer were all put up to be nominated for the AMA Racer of the Year, which that's pretty cool, man. That's a big accomplishment.
Yeah.
Just to be nominated for.
Yeah.
So hopefully.
So if you guys haven't voted yet, make sure you guys go vote.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. I forgot to ask him about that.
We were able to have all 3 of them on the show multiple times in the past year. So, excuse me. Gosh, jeez. So no, yeah, go vote. That's a tough one to vote for.
Right.
Breaking it down, because you look at each one of their stories and getting to that championship. That was
a road, like a really long road to get
that was the first championship for each of them. And it was like each one of them had their own battles.
Right.
Like, let's break this down here real quick.
Yeah.
So Bryson comes off of an injury and puts himself through a boot camp, comes out and really goes to battle with Walker.
Clear to the last race. Clear to the last race.
Possibly that he battled with possibly the GOAT of the sport. That's, all those things are up for debate, but he ended up coming out champion, right?
Yeah.
After a lot of people said he probably couldn't, or he makes too many mistakes, but he came out and did what he needed to do. And what he needed to do was win a lot.
Right.
And he was able to do it. And then you look at Jordan. Jordan has been in the pro class for how long? Since like 2010?
12 years, I think.
Yeah. So he was able to come out and be the most consistent guy and get his 2 first wins. Like getting a win was a huge feat in itself, because he'd never gotten a win before.
Yep.
And then on top of that, he was able to outlast everybody and win the championship. That's huge.
Yeah.
And then Rachel Archer, she was so close last year.
Right.
And she came from overseas and then came out and won it this year. And those girls, they battle.
Badass. They're
they
badass. Yeah.
battle. So that's a tough one to vote on.
Yeah. Who would you vote on, Devin? And you got to be biased, because we know you're a hardcore quad guy. Like, just listening to the story and knowing the background of the stories, which one think hits home harder for you?
I think Rachel Archer's story is pretty cool, just because there was 2 years where she almost won the championship and she didn't give up. And then she just kept coming back until she got what she wanted. So I think that's a pretty cool story. So that would be a good vote. Obviously I'm a little biased to the ATV side, but even with that, Bryson's story is pretty awesome too, because he was down and then he didn't let himself get into a hole and just curl up and stay there. Right. Like, first thing he did is went back, got fixed, went back to work. And then it was game time when it came around to the next season. So I think either of those are great votes. Jordan's obviously been there. He's been around. He's sustained injuries. He's came back. He's done all of these things. He made it the longest last year. I mean, there's plenty of things for each of those riders to vote on. But if I was going to pick one, I would probably pick Bryson. But like I said, there's pluses for all of those guys.
Mm-hmm. What about you? I know you just told the whole backstory, but what would you be? What vote would you go for?
Oh gosh. I mean, like Devin, like I'm kind of biased towards ATVs.
We all are. I mean, we all like ATVs.
Yeah, we all like ATVs, but
I don't even know if he is biased to ATVs anymore. He doesn't ride it.
He's going to be
coming with a hot take.
GNCC is going to have a pro pit bike class or something, and that's what he's going to be running.
He's going to be running the open cooler class here pretty soon.
All right, listen. So, what was your pick? Was Bryson?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go Jordan.
It's a hard one.
I'm gonna go Jordan just because of the length of time that it took him to get to this point, and there were so many naysayers. The team that he was on this year, Magna One Motorsports, that team. I mean, it's pretty factory, but it's not considered a factory team, right? Mm-hmm. So, like to take down a giant like KTM, who prior to Jordan has pretty much owned it for the last decade, right? Mm-hmm. So to not only do that, get your first win of the season and then win the championship, I think that's it's close. They all three deserve the vote. But I'm gonna go Jordan. What about you?
Okay, man, like you guys, they all deserve a vote for sure. It's
Come on, Brandon, put your opinion out there.
Put my opinion, right? See,
I was just on the spot.
Right. I was just trying to get you guys some good, see what you guys had to say. And, but, all in all, coming from a different country over here is just a feat in itself to live with us crazy ass Americans. You know what I mean? And to do it. But then, you got Bryson Neal that took down an 8-time champion?
7. He was going for 8.
He was going for 8. A 7-time champion. That's a huge feat. That's a huge target on his back. That's every week, he had to go into that race being confident. And then Jordan, man, it's hard not to cheer for that guy.
Stop waffling.
You guys got the waffle. Jeez.
I mean, we didn't really waffle.
We just
you just got to do the politically correct thing. You got to do the politically correct thing.
No, see, I knew that's what you were doing, right? So I know you want me to. I know who you expect me to pick.
As a good
person, right?
Who goes for politically correct?
It's 2023. There's nothing politically correct these days.
Yeah. Like, what are we even talking about here?
It's man, that's a tough one. Like, there should be like a quad and a bike at least. You know what I mean? So like, it should be like a quad AMA rider of the year, but just to be just the one. Man, I guess I'll go politically correct and choose Rachel Archer.
One vote for everybody on the show.
Hey, they all deserve it, man. Every single one of those riders, they all deserve it.
You guys that are still left on the show in the live feed, hit your
votes.
Get your votes in.
Are we allowed to do that? Is it like the presidential vote? You're not supposed to tell anybody who you vote for?
No.
Trump.
I mean, no. See now, we just got canceled.
I don't know. Did we?
We did.
I've seen a lot of rise in the Trump following, and just saying.
I just like his policies. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, this episode's been a great episode.
It has.
But all great things have to come to an end.
Man. Yeah, I guess it is.
It is 10 o'clock.
I guess it is.
Yeah.
It is.
So,
but with that being said, just because this one's over, we do have 100 just around the corner.
100 is just around the corner. If you guys didn't hear before, Barry Hawk's going to be in studio. That's cool. I'm excited.
The Hawk.
What was those old stickers?
The Incredible Hawk.
Is that what it was?
No. Or was it?
It really was. They had stickers that were like, he was all big like the Hulk, and it was Barry. and MSR gear and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I knew it was something like that. Yeah.
I thought he was just
Oh,
pulling our chain.
we should tell him to bring, like, if he has any of those stickers, like bring some down.
Bring some
We
down.
can put on. Yeah.
Slap it on the bear's ass.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
So Brandon,
I used to have some of those stickers. I don't know if I still do though.
yeah,
I'll look.
You'll look.
I bet you he has a couple lying around.
Probably.
Yeah. 100.
100.
Did you ever think we were gonna get to 100?
I'm surprised we got to 10.
Dude. I feel like we need to get shirts made. Like we made it to 100.
We made it.
We made it.
SplitLine Nation,
man.
we made it.
Oh my gosh.
Brandon, like, let take us out.
Guys, thank you. Appreciate it. Making us to episode 99. Hopefully we make it to 100 next week. Big things happening for SplitLine Offroad. We got fantasy coming around the corner. We got a website coming. We just picked up this awesome, great sponsor, Magna1Motorsports.com, 2022 #1 team in GNCC. Guys, if you're looking for a bike, a used bike, hit them up. They got helmets, goggles, gear, and more. Trackside at GNCC. If you guys need some tires changed or anything like that, go over there and check them out. And at the NEPG series of events also. Magna One Clean It, revolutionary cleaning product for your dirt bike, ATV, and anything else that you take to the track this weekend. Or if you're at if you left the track, you broke something, realized something happened, whatever, get on the internet, pull up your phone. That's where most people do it these days. Go on to Magna1.com and order your crap.
Magna1Motorsports.com.
That's right, Magna1Motorsports.com.
Yeah, don't forget the motorsports.
Politically correct.
And actually correct, so you can get to the correct website. Who else we got to thank, Brandon?
Oh, man. Guts Racing. Guys, Guts Racing. If you guys don't have a Guts Racing seat cover, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life?
Devin, do you have a Guts Racing seat cover on that Yamaha yet?
Not yet.
Oh, my God. What are you doing?
It's stock?
No, it's got a Quadtech hump seat on it, actually.
I mean, but
it's okay. It's okay. But
is it okay?
But if you want to be on that podium, Guts Racing seat cover, baby. What are you doing?
Well, I had it on my Suzuki, but
Hey.
I picked the bike up and I've been trying to get used to it.
If you would have had the Guts, if you would have had the Guts Racing seat cover on your bike when you hit the jump and almost wrecked, it would have stuck to your butt. Get the body, movement over, and you would have made it look good.
Science.
It's all about the grippy, baby. It's all about the grippy. No. Seal Savers, guys. Go over and check them out, especially if you're Devin. If you're north of Florida, you guys need the Seal Saver protection.
I know you at least have the Seal Savers on your ATV.
Oh yeah, we got clean shafts all over the bike.
Clean shafts, baby. Clean shafts.
All three
shafts. I love it. Guys, go over there. Mason and those guys are awesome. Seal Savers are awesome. I run them all year last year. I'm going to run them all year this year. Go check them out. Anything you need. Protect that. Keep that sand out of there. Sand's like the worst, man. It gets in there and just rips, and it's like sandpaper. It's like sandpaper. Go over there. SplitLine 30 is the code. Save yourself some money. Save yourself some money on your bike. Just save yourself altogether. Actually, I'm sorry. SplitLine. Save 25%. Not SplitLine.
Capital
30.
S.
Yeah, capital S. Sunstar chain and sprockets. They're the best. We ran them all year. Going to run them all year this year. Coop runs them when he rides, I guess. Devin runs them. The whole XC1 pretty much runs them besides a couple guys. Go run them. If you don't want to worry about making it out of the woods because of your chain and sprockets, that's the way to go. I thought you just turned my music off, but I'm sorry. I'm taking too long, I guess.
No. Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't know what happened. Go ahead. Sorry.
I see how it is.
Save 30%.
30% with the code SplitLine 30.
Yeah.
What a deal. XC Gear. Guys, go over and check them out. If you haven't got one yet, you need to get one. It'll save your lap times for sure. Hammerhead 360s for the mountain bike. Mega 360s for your quad and dirt bike. And that's it, man. That is it.
Yeah.
If you put all that stuff on your bike, you're definitely going to go at least 1 second faster on a track.
at least
At least 1 second
per corner.
per quarter.
Yeah. So this has been episode 99, guys.
99.
Really proud to make it to 100 episode. Again, Barry Hawk will be in studio next weekend or next week for episode 100. Wednesday live at 8 p.m. Make sure you share it up and let's get the live comment section rolling. So again, for
What are you looking for? Anything like that?
Yeah, for all of our awesome sponsors and for Hunter Jones, Jordan Ashburn, and Josh Merritt, we appreciate you guys as always, and we will be back next week. Peace.
Peace.
To my head and these boots on my feet. Looks like I'm learning the hard way again. That's why I've been wasted on you. All of this time and all of this money. All of these sorries I don't owe you, honey. All of these miles on this Chevy and pairs in a pew. All them days I spent wasted on you. Wasted on you. Stuff that's packed up in the back, right down to the flame of this match. Wasted on you. Wasted on you. Wasted on you. Wasted on you.